Good afternoon, Weed Watchers. This is Doob and Clay with our Paramount launching of our first video here. We are day traders, swing traders, options traders, and we focus on cannabis and hemp stocks across the OTC market and the NASDAQ and NYSE for those that have uplisted there. We can be found on Discord. The main channel that we're on right now is Vegas, is I Love Stocks, run by Vegas. There'll be a link in the YouTube bio below to come join us if you are that dedicated of a cannabis hemp trader. So what we're going to do here today is just go over what we do and how we do it, and how specifically Trade Ideas helps us in this endeavor. So what you see right here on screen is the our Twitter, and what I'm pulling up in front of it is Trade Ideas, which I want to show. Ooh, I can actually switch the screen. So Trade Ideas has created a new channel for us called 420. And of course, it's going to bump to the other screen. So I can go back and fill that in later. But what's important is that they have given us some props here for curating their lists of cannabis stocks so that their scans can actually provide moment by moment trade ideas on the stock market's daily volume and momentum. So I'm going to switch here to our StockTwits page, which we'll be posting some of our leads and ideas when certain pot stocks are hot and when they're not. This is the YouTube page, Weed Watchers, getting bigger every day. Early days here. And then this is the Green Compass Group website, which is owned by me, run by me, Clay. And if you ever need to get in touch, there I am. So what we're going to do here is go over a series of tickers that have been moving in the last week and that have earnings coming up next week. So I'm going to get Doob to come on and start with the main behemoth, the 800-pound gorilla that tends to be the market leader, which is CGC. So we're taking a look here at CGC and Doob's chart. So take it away, my man.
All right, thanks, Clay. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Hey, we're looking at CGC, and if you look at the daily on this is a daily chart. And then I got a 2-year chart up there because I wanted you guys to all see a little bit farther back of how much of a decrease this has been. You can see the consolidation going over for the last couple months, had a nice little pop back there in June 1st and stuff. And then it's come back down, you guys. So as we're going into earnings, I am not too big on holding them. I rather do an option if I'm going to hold them into earnings instead of holding the stock itself. Less risk for me on my money and stuff. So that's personally what I do, you guys. And then the day of earnings, if I see a nice little run, maybe I'll jump on it. Or if I have to change my position, I do so at that time and stuff. So CGC, we all know it's the big one of the group. There's no doubt about that. They got a lot of money that was invested into them. The biggest thing I was trying to tell everybody when they got that money is they kind of went off the deep end and spent a little too much. To me, companies need to leave their cash alone. Build your cash up, especially when you're a new company like these, because your new big investors, they want to see the money. So you can see what happened to them, Tilray, and a lot of the other pot stocks that dropped over the last year and a half and stuff. So for CGC going into Monday, you guys, I have no position right now on it. I had some options I was playing on it, did okay, and then I had one that expired worthless on me on Friday. So, you got to take the good with the bad always. So I will be looking for moves, but I am going to wait till after the earning report comes out. And if I see a major drop, I'll be looking at the puts on it myself. So, and let's move over to the next one. We'll head over to Tilray. You got that up now, Clay?
Sure do. Looking good.
All right. Well, everybody, you see the same thing happen to Tilray. The $300 big monster, how it drew back day after day after day after day. They did the same thing. They were overvaluated by all the Canadian analysts and the companies, and that came back and bit all those guys in the butt and stuff. So Tilray's down at a good price, you know. Once again, I don't hold these long term. I play them on day trades, you guys. And I've been telling people that for the last, I don't know, Clay, what do you think, about a year now?
Yeah.
Easily that you've done
Year
and
plus.
stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I get all the time, hey, is this good time to hold it? And I tell people, I'm not. Just play the day trades on them. They're back to being just like any regular stock, you guys and ladies, that, you know, it's just another sector now. You know, you have to do your due diligence, check out the stocks, see their money, see how much they've spent, how much cash is coming in, and play the trend. We always say when you're day trading, trend is your friend. So I don't really have too much to say on Tilray. I don't play it too often, but, you know, you guys just I did put. So what was our next one, Clay? We're getting a couple interesting ones that I do like here.
I think it's GTBIF.
Yeah, let's go to that one. GTBIF. This is Green Thumb, correct? Yeah. Now, Green Thumb. Now, look at Green Thumb's daily chart, guys. Now, this is a different story. You know, I was kind of telling people back this about, you know, around $4.50, $5. Took a little pullback back there in April, and then turned it back around, and it hasn't stopped since all these moves have been going on. I really haven't played this one too much, but I have been alerting it. So they go into earnings, and their cash is pretty good, from if I'm remembering right. Hopefully Clay can pull up a chart real fast and maybe throw it in the corner, and we can see their cash.
Yeah.
If not, we both know that their cash is a little better than everybody else because they didn't go out spending. And like I said a little bit ago about CGC and Tilray, they got all that money and went crazy and tried to expand all throughout the whole world. So that kind of hurt them a lot, especially. Let me say one thing, you guys. When they're doing their grows, they ain't no different from growing corn or any other crop out there. You can have a bad season, and it's going to hurt your bottom line. And if they lose a whole warehouse full grow, you're going to see them drop on the next earnings coming up. So you always got to, like I said, do your due diligence, see how their crops are coming out. Did they have a bad crop through those quarters? How many? You know, through a quarter, they should be able to pull 2 crops at a time if they're doing indoor on lights. But Green Thumb's looking pretty good, you guys. Watch for the continuation. They're at a little bit of resistance here. So I would put that on your watch list for this week, you guys. So we're going to move over to ACRGF. Now, I know Clay knows a lot about this company right here and stuff, because this is one of our American companies, everybody. They have to be underneath the license of the Canadian OTC because obviously we're not federally regulated in America yet. So that's why you see that F on them. As soon as the United States gets off their butt and gets us all passed for what we want, you'll see that F leave, and they'll probably be one of the ones faster to join the NYSE than you'll see any of the other ones. There's another one we'll talk about here in a little bit that, another American company just like them that's doing really excellent right now. Here for ACRGF, you look like, it's down at some real lows, been consolidating down there really great, for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 months now. Had a little push, going up to that 390, came back down. The 390 is the D200 on this. If we start seeing some good reports or the stocks decide just to run, whether they have bad reports or not, I would look for a move to that D200. You know what I mean? Make sure you see the volume before you jump, because that's what I look for. And if I don't see it, I ain't jumping on it. Compare it to the 10-day, and that'll kind of give you a little bit more idea how much volume's coming in on that stuff. So I like ACRGF. I do hold this as a long term, because I am waiting for the United States government to do their thing. So I think we got one more, and it's our
Acreage is also
go ahead, Clay.
I was just gonna say Acreage is a $65 million float, so it's under the 100K. So it's when it moves, it'll move, and it has gaps to fill above. So
right, exactly.
Which one do you want to do?
That's what Clay's going to bring. He has a lot of good numbers and everything. I just kind of read the charts and listen for the news. So when Clay's talking about the numbers and everything, and he's telling you how much float there is, how much cash there is, anything that's coming in for news, for new laws that are being passed for us, pay attention to them, because those are what's going to move the market. So those are very, very important. So when he talks about all that stuff, make sure you guys are listening and stuff.
I'm going to pull in our cannabis hemp clay play so people can just take a quick look at the conversations Dube and I are having, where we're talking about Aleafia and Spectrum, and here we're having real charts of from Marijuana Business Daily, and we're covering federal issues, and then we're back into charts. So this is probably, in my opinion, one of the most balanced rooms with the most high-level intel for what's hot and what's not, and it's also educational. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff in here. Like I'm circling the www.cannabisvoter.info, which is the best website I've found if you want to know which way your local and state leaders, your representatives, are going to vote, and this might give you an opportunity to figure out who to vote for, who not to, who to call, and bug them about joining the 21st century. So back to you. Which one do we want to do next? NEPT or CURLF?
We're going to save OTMC.
OTMC.
NEPT, I'm going to pass on that one right now. I'm going to go to TCNNF.
Okay, let's do that.
This has been a big miss by everybody. That daily says it all.
Wow, look at that chart. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's Florida right there. That is Florida. When COVID came in, there was 5,000 new medical cards being signed in a week. These numbers have not existed in Florida. We had like an extra 40,000, 50,000 medical patients come in to the marketplace in the last 3 months, which is absolutely going to affect Curaleaf and Trulieve, and they are showing it in their numbers.
Yes, they definitely are. And, a lot of people don't like trading these because the volume on it on a daily is really low, So, like I said, this is where you have to do your due diligence on the company. If you like it, that's when you jump in. To me, it's up there, you guys. I don't know if I could buy in right now on a True Leaf right now. You know, we if they start getting up to the $30-$40 range again, they're being way overvaluated. Uh, Clay would bring those numbers in for you, telling you if they're 10 times over evaluation, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, right now, it is definitely up there. The time would have been to jump in in April, of course, or even in God, you could have jumped in June and still had a nice little run for $4 or $5 on a hold or day trade it. If you think it's going to go up and you see the sectors moving, pull up TCNF and see what it's doing. And if it hasn't done nothing in the morning, always set your stop loss. Obey your stops at all time, and you'll be fine. Everything's a gamble on any stock that you trade, no matter what sector you're in. This sector ain't no different from any other sector at this point. So always do your due diligence. The last two I want to talk about, OTCM.
Not be too long. This one right here is an ETF that holds some of these cannabis pot stocks and stuff. So if you see a good run, OTCM is not one to look, not bad to look at. I am actually in this. I'm at $30 on my average price. I am holding it for a little bit, and I'll probably hold it all the way through the rest of the year and stuff. So now we're going to go to my baby, which I've been living and been waiting for a while now. It's Curaleaf. Curaleaf is the other United States one, and they report on the 17th, everybody. So this is one to watch. If the rest of the market does good this week, you will see a push in the Curaleaf. It is up there. It has They've had a nice run, obviously, since April, like everybody else has. So if you've been paying attention to the pot stocks, you should have caught this run without a problem. I mean, it's a beautiful uptrend, and you've seen the little pullback the last couple of days from, Cron and APHA's earnings. Like I said, if the cannabis sector is going to drop, obviously, you'll see a pullback on the rest of them and stuff. So, as we're going into these next 2 weeks, and it's probably our last 2 weeks of all the big earnings going on, we'll be definitely watching Curaleaf and the ones we all just went over, you guys. So that is it for me. I'm going to turn this back over to Clay, and we'll get this finished up.
Great. Yeah. One extra thing to look at with Curaleaf is the float. Some of the other floats are 60 million, 40 million. Curaleaf is 230 million. So when volume comes in here, there is going to be liquidity. And when we get over the $10 mark, which we're just $1.30, $1.40 away from, that's going to bring in a whole nother slew of investors that don't trade anything under $10. So that will be exciting to see, and hopefully it'll help or put some wind in the sails of the U.S. cannabis market as we move forward. So thanks for everybody's time. Thanks for listening in. This is Weed Watchers, a subsidiary of Green Compass Group, doing our weekly Weed Watch. So thanks for joining, and have a great day, everybody. Cheers. And now go smoke.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Okay. Ciao.